features of this Boeing 757 aircraft. Please ensure that hand luggage is placed in the overhead locker or underneath the seat in front of you. The seat backs and tables are in the upright lock position with the armrest down and your seatbelt fastened. The seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and unfastened like this. Please observe the fastened seatbelt and no smoking signs which are visible throughout the cabin, and take a moment to study the safety card in your seat area. This contains information on the location and operation of exits, lost oxygen and life jackets. It also shows the brace position which must be adopted in an emergency landing. If you are sitting near an exit, please familiarise yourself with its operation. The 8 emergency exits on this 757. They are located 2 at the front and 2 at the rear of each cabin section. The exits are clearly marked and the nearest exits are being pointed out now. Please bear in mind the nearest usable exits may be behind you. In the unlikely event of having to use the slide, please leave all hand luggage behind. Sharp objects or high heel shoes must be removed as they may tear the escapes. If the cabin air supply fails, masks like these will automatically appear from the panel above your head and also in the toilets. Sit down, reach up and pull the mask towards you. It is the action of pulling the mask to your face which opens the oxygen supply automatically. Place it over your nose and mouth with the elastic around your head, adjusting the band to secure it and breathe normally. The bag on the mask may not inflate, but oxygen will still be flowing. Passengers travelling with children, fit your own mask first before assisting your child. The aircraft will then commence a controlled descent to an altitude where additional oxygen is no longer required. There is a life jacket located beneath your seat. If directed by the cabin crew, remove it from its container, place it over your head and pass these tapes around the waist and tie in a double knot on the left hand side of the jacket. To inflate the life jacket, pull this red toggle sharply downwards. If the life jacket fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into this tube. A light and a whistle are provided for attracting attention. Do not inflate your life jacket until you are outside the aircraft, as it would impede your exit. Into life jackets and flotation cots are also carried. All mobile phones and transmitting devices must be switched off for takeoff and landing. Those with flight safe or airplane mode can be used in flight. We also ask that any device that has a Wi-Fi or a wireless transmitting facility have the facility turned off. Electronic equipment, including phones with a flight safe mode, computers, music players and games may be used once the seatbelt signs have been switched off after takeoff. The cabin crew are now completing a final cabin check before takeoff. With this in mind, unreasonable behaviour will not be tolerated.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, a nice on-time departure for us now. As the captain mentioned, taking off from the Manchester end of the runway, taking off towards the Cheshire end. If you're familiar with the locale, you should have Manchester out on your right-hand side, Merseyside and the Wirral. On the right as we make that turn over Tapman Park, and if you're on the left, your views are mainly out over the plain of Cheshire. You've got the little telescope there, about 10 miles away, standing 250 feet high, as an indication of our range. Out over the Wilmslow Alscombe Road Bridge, and making our turn over the M6 around about junction 19. Normally this time of day rammed with traffic. I've done told that it's your holiday departure today. Do enjoy the sights. Wheels off the ground in the region of 150 miles an hour. A very good excuse to keep yourself and your children fastened throughout.
Happy man movie. The throat, you went to check out. Isn't it? Go down there, yeah? Looks like we are. Easy to actually tap on now, look. Just plug into this and see that bottom. Yeah, there's another one turning onto the runway now, look.
Monic.
We apologize, there's another one before us, and we're See ya.
Mum.
Got 3 nails missing. We're at pub, aren't we? Oh, ain't nobody here. Oh yeah, there is.
You ready, Mum?
Yeah. Can't read and wait.
Sit there, there's something listening to others.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whilst we avoid waking everyone up in Knutsford and Mobley, services on board the aircraft will commence very shortly. For the time being, the captain has the seatbelt sign switched on, and we would ask you stay in your seats with your seatbelt securely fastened. The no smoking sign once again will remain illuminated for the duration of the flight. As with all British registered aircraft in this day and age, there is to be no smoking anywhere on board. Mobile phones with flight safe or airplane mode can be used once the seatbelt sign is switched off, as can computers and gaming machines. However, any Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or receiving equipment must remain switched off for the duration of the flight, as these can and do interfere with aircraft systems. There are 4 washrooms on board, 2 at the front of the aircraft, 2 towards the after midship section of the plane. If you have the need for children and child facilities, a baby changing table can be found in the forward washroom area. Keep your eye on the toilet occupied signs. We'd ask there be not too much queuing in the cabin, and we'd ask you to keep aisles and exits clear at all times throughout the flight. Services on board commencing very shortly with a bar service. Whilst we realise the sun's not quite over the yard out, do feel free to order any drinks you require at this time. The full bar tariff can be found towards the rear of your in-flight magazine. At this very early stage of the flight, the correct change, along with your orders, greatly appreciated by the crew, and certainly speed services on board today. For those who've ordered, we'll be serving your hot breakfast with your choice of tea or coffee. For those passengers who have opted out of the meal service on board today, a selection of hot drinks and snacks are available from the bars as the